by an older trafficker, come to find out later. He was a
Mentored. I like
young,
that. Yeah, that was good. Mentored by an older
yeah, I
trafficker.
mean,
Fuck yeah.
that unfortunately is a lot of times people
Yeah.
will ask, how do young men get into this? And I'm like, they have friends that are, when the same vulnerabilities that get young girls into human trafficking are the same vulnerabilities that I think lure our young men into selling drugs, gang life, pimping, any of it, organized, right? How do people become,
Right.
it's a feeling of belonging and living in poverty and not having a lot of healthy role models. Those are all issues, whether you're a boy or a girl. And just the
And not seeing
result is
opportunity.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So he has his own story to tell, and someday I hope it's turned around. I don't know for sure. Last I saw his criminal record, he was doing jail time for like stalking and drugs or something. But
So he hasn't
anyway,
figured it out yet, but
I don't think he has. I'm
yeah.
hopeful for everybody, though. I want
Right.
everyone to figure out we don't have to live according to our past. We don't have to live according to our traumas from our childhood. And you do have a choice and take
So
some work. But
I'm gonna stop you on like the story here because man, you said you're hopeful that he figures it out. That is a really fucking hard thing to do because God, I don't want to say ruined your life, but because it seems like this, I am a believer, and it seems like you are too. Of like this tough experience kind of made your life, but
yeah,
that still sucked, right? Like that
I
time
feel,
sucked.
yeah. And the hard thing is not everybody is so fortunate. I know girls who have died in prostitution. I know women who have been strangled to death and thrown out in hallways. I know women who have been so horrifically hurt or stabbed or contracted something that has completely ruined their life and they will never come back from. And so it's really Russian roulette. And so I don't want to let someone off the hook so easy of just like, well, I hope he figures it out too. It was not, it took me a long time to get emotionally to this place where I can feel like I could say that and really mean it. But that's not everyone's end story. Right. And so like, it's really hard. I have girls that I ended up getting trafficked with, and we can get more into the stories, end up getting sold and traded between several traffickers. He wasn't the only one that trafficked me for that amount of time. The one I was with the longest, we actually had several wife-in-laws, they're called, and there are other women in the home with you. And so I had 3 wife-in-laws. And one of my wife-in-laws ended up getting sentenced to a year in prison for tax evasion. He put everything in her social and never paid taxes. So she did prison time. Yeah. She has a felony. She'll never be able to, I mean, she's doing great work today, but like felonies are hard, right? I mean, these are real the criminal system is really hard to navigate when you're trying to get back on your feet after really hard times. And I have several arrests on my record that I had to really work through and took years until I could get expunged.